Hello everybody and welcome back to another video by Funlearn Tutorials. In today's video, we are going to be looking into an econometric concept. So it's a very basic concept from econometrics. We are going to discuss about the simple regression model. So the basis for this study that I'll be considering, I'll be actually referring to a book. The book's name is Introductory Econometrics. So it's a very standard book for econometrics. It's a relatively easy book to follow and is quite commonly prescribed in many, at least Indian courses that I know of. So the book's name is Introductory Econometrics, a Modern Approach. And the author of the book is Jeffrey Woolrich. So the PDF for this book is widely available online, but most of us, or at least quite a few of us, don't really have the time to go through the book. So I'll try to summarize the brief ideas of the book. This chapter that I'll be discussing today is the chapter 2. The first chapter is an introductory chapter. If I feel I need to discuss some topics from that, then I will definitely go forward and discuss about the introductory chapter. But for now, let's go for the second chapter. So, the first topic that we'll be discussing is the definition of the simple regression model. So, the definition of the simple regression model is this part particularly discusses about the idea that uh, leads to the creation of the simple regression model. So, where does it actually come from? So, it says where does this simple regression model is sometimes abbreviated as SRM. So where does SRM come from? What is its purpose? What is its purpose? Now there are a couple of things that when we actually start with econometrics, what is the main idea of econometrics? One of the main ideas, I wouldn't say the entire thing, but one of the main ideas is there's some cause. So there's some cause variable x and that causes some result y. So suppose there is good rainfall. If there is rainfall, then there is agricultural output. Right. Then if a person has ability to do work, if a person has some ability to do work, then they'll probably uh, let's say get some wage, right? So if the person's ability is higher, the person's wage can be expected to be higher. Similarly, if the person has more experience, then also we might expect that the wage to be higher. So rainfall causes agricultural output, ability causes wage, experience causes wage. Then if there is one particular let's say exposure to a virus, then the probability of disease increases, right? So for example, if you're exposed to a particular virus for a very long period of time, then it's more likely that you will catch the disease. In this sense, it's actually a probability. So the similarity between all these cases is there's a particular variable that is causing. So there's a cause and then there's a result or there's an effect. So the main idea that I am trying to emphasize is there's a cause and effect relationship, right? So we are trying to capture a cause and effect relationship. That is what we are trying to capture. So this is attempted. This is what we are trying to get to. But the problem is, suppose there's just a quick deviation. Suppose there's a heavy rainfall. Now, if there's a heavy rainfall, so suppose there's a heavy rainfall in a particular place that can lead to flooding. Okay. So if there's heavy rainfall, so if it increases, then flooding will increase. Right. Also, if there's heavy rainfall, then agricultural output, agricultural output can also rise. So because we know that actually rainfall is the variable that is causing flooding and rainfall is also the variable that is causing agricultural output, to rise, our chart looks like this. But the problem with social sciences, we do not always know this. So this represents the cause and effect relationship. But the problem with social sciences, we do not know these directions all the time. That is actually, to find out these directions is one of the main reasons why we study econometrics. And knowing this relation actually solves our problem. This is the problem that we are trying to find out. The problem here is, if you do not know these two and if you look purely at data, nothing is stopping you from saying flooding increases, so agricultural output increases, so that means flooding causes agricultural output. Exactly where can I not say that flooding causes agricultural output? Because when flooding increases, agricultural output increases. When flooding reduces, agricultural output also reduces. But the main reason why this happens is because of this rainfall variable. So this variable is actually the cause. This variable is the cause. These variables are the effects. But there is nothing that is telling me that this is the cause and these are the effects. So if we do not take the correct variables, then our entire model can be, I wouldn't say it's uh, difficult to estimate, because you can still estimate. If flooding increases, how much does the agricultural output increases? But that doesn't mean that this is the cause and this is the effect, right? So essentially, econometrics doesn't tell you what is the cause and the effect. As an economist, you decide what the cause and effect is, but the econometrician can only look at the model. So that means in econometrics, our main idea is we decide a cause. So there's a cause and then there's a result or an effect. And we are essentially trying to find a functional relationship. So this chart that I have, that is a pictographic version. We are trying to find a functional relationship between x and y, and trying to show or trying to determine whether x causes y or not. So we are trying to determine whether x causes y or not, right? We are trying to determine. We almost never try to show something. We try to decide whether it actually causes y or not. One thing is, when we start a model, we should not never decide that x causes y. We are trying to decide whether x is causing y. We want to find out. Another thing that we have to think is, when we say, suppose I'm trying to say that rainfall is causing agricultural output. Now, you might be wondering, why did I write it like this? Why did I write from right to left? The reason is, when we write an equation, we usually say y is a function of x, right? So this function means it is the form, functional form. So functional form, right? That is if that is what f that stands for. So x, some functional form of x gives you the value of y, which means when you put in x, you get the value of y, as if x is causing y. So when you're considering the relationship, rainfall is causing agricultural output, so we take the cause as x and we take the effect as y. Now, one of the very common ways or common functional forms is y naught, or let's say y equal to beta naught plus beta 1x plus u. This is a linear model, right? It's a linear model. We know what's a linear model: exponential models, logarithmic models. So this is a linear model. So what that explains is, when we go higher up, the topic that we had taken up, this is your simple regression model. This is also called your simple linear regression model. Okay, so this is your simple linear regression model. Now we'll actually call this your simple linear regression model. It's simple, it's linear because this functional form is linear, and it's simple because there's only one explanatory variable. So this x, the cause that we were talking about, we are assuming that x is the only cause of y. So there's only one thing that causes x. So because there's just one variable on the right hand side, we call it simple. Okay, so this is actually your simple linear regression model. There are a couple other names for simple linear regression model. One is the two variable linear regression model. So linear and regression model, it's the same as before. The reason why we call it two variable is because there's this one variable and then there's this second variable. So there's only two variables in the entire model. Note that simple means there's only one cause. So this simple is because there's only one cause. But this two does not mean there are two causes. Sometimes we do get confused. Two means there are two cause variables on the right hand side. Two means there's only one effect and one cause. So this is the effect. There's only one effect and there's only one cause. So it's a two variable regression model. By the same idea, we also call it a bivariate linear regression model. Bivariate means bi means two, variate is variable, so two variable linear regression model.